Allah, for allowing us to once again meet with you for congregational prayer service. Um, as as we remember Allah's word, we I know there have been times when I was driving and didn't have anything to show me where I was going but the map. Uh, and because I was going someplace I had not been. And before these TomToms came out, I used to use road maps. And I would be following the map, and something be done changed on the road that ain't on the map. And it was it put an uneasy feeling in you because you don't know where you're at. And then you just go on, and pretty soon then when I saw something that was on the map, I was at peace. Well, the Holy Quran says you seek Allah's assistance through patience and prayer. And this is hard, except for those who are humble. And because the very nature of the child's mind is ignorance, and thou canst not have patience in what thou can't comprehend. Remember Moses traveling in search of knowledge? And the man told Moses, you can't follow me because you're not going to be able to be patient with me. Thou canst not follow me in that which thou hast not a comprehensive knowledge. Huh? Okay. So those whom Allah intends to guide, He gives them understanding, so that they will be able to submit to His will. He in so many words, He says, those whom Allah intends to guide, He expands their breasts for submission to His will. And as I look at the world, I don't have to be in no hurry now. I see what Grover Norquist on our Twitter feed now. Anytime you get the attention of the rulers, it's because, you done did something that got their attention. You see, they still don't want to talk to me. But I told you, we're going to have that conversation. If you want to live, if you want to keep what you got, you're going to talk with me. As I live, every knee shall bow before me, and every tongue shall confess unto the truth that I speak. I didn't write that. I read that, and it was all talking about me. As the messenger said, he's a living God. This is the written God. And like I said, we ain't gonna take the disrespect that we used to take no more. A man that have power and is afraid to use it don't need it. And that's the truth. If the ones that you've been so fearful of told you to fear me, well then, if you smart, that don't mean fear me like you fear a bully, because I'm not a bully. I just want to help my people. If you don't want to help me do that, just go on, leave me alone. Allah leaves those alone who don't want him. He leaves them alone in their inordinancy, just blindly wandering on. That's written. Do that sound like a bully? Somebody trying to force you to do something? I'm not trying to force nobody to do nothing. The messenger said, if you don't like us, just leave us alone. We certainly will leave you alone. I told you, you got to have some sense to follow me. So, you're attracted to what you are. Anyway, we're going to go on and a lot of people think that I should want to tear down America. It's like the Republicans. It is a good example of that. They want to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And then when you ask them, well, what you want to get the people in its place, you get nothing. All my life, I've heard people say something beats nothing. I mean, when I was a child, I understood that. I remember when them people, you remember was that Apollo 13? They was out there halfway to the moon and the CO2 scrubbers went bad. Was any of them saying, we ought to just blow this thing up and go and die? We got to fix this thing. Because what is the alternative? What? You got an alternative? You know something I don't know? Where can we go? And get up under who? You know any place where they have peace? Tell me. I'll go with you. We'll go. Right now. We get us some passports and ease on down the road. Then why would you want to tear this one up? And listen to who telling you that that it ought to be tore up. Somebody who's just mad because they too lazy to get up and do something. I remember I was looking at the Twilight Zone once, and these people had got together and overthrew a tyrant. And the very general that led the overthrow, he started off nice. Next thing you know, he started killing his enemies. He started doing what the other fellow was doing. You know, most people, when they look at something, they that they don't have, they looking at it from the outside, and it's that old saying, the grass sure look green over there. If I could get over there, I'd be fine, right? But every situation comes with its own set of problems. Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. Then when you get it and have to deal with the problems of it, then all of a sudden you don't want it now. I want that one. That one gonna have the same problems. Maybe not the exact problems that this had, but it comes with its problems. And until you learn to solve problems, your life gonna be hell, because you wasn't given a brain so that you don't use it. You was given a brain for one purpose: to see and solve problems. Person don't want no problems, would rather be dead. It's like a man don't want to go nowhere. Well, what you need a car for? Give me the car. And you stay on home. I got to go somewhere. Is that right? I mean, if you don't want to go nowhere, then you don't need no transportation. If you don't want to deal with problems, then you don't need no brain. And that's what people like Grover Norquist come in at. Vote for this person, vote for that person, vote for this, because we need this and we need that. And you say, yeah, we need this and we need that. And you don't know we don't mean you. If it meant you, he wouldn't be standing up there talking about you do this and you do that, because you'd have sense enough to say, why? How's that going to help me? Sound to me like it's your agenda. But you know, when you know what they say, when you don't know where you're going, or when you're not particular about where you're going, any road will get you there. You know, you done went to sleep on the watch. And now your enemy done came and told you that your brother is a parasite. And you want a man who thinks like that to be over your government? And you call the slave a fool. You done became what you called me. Now the only one who can get you out of it is the one you thought was your slave. I ain't never been your slave. I've just been serving you, learning what slavery is all about. How many people you know of tell the military, I'm not finna do nothing else you tell me, and you just will let me out, and they don't put him in the brig? They didn't put me in no brig. They sent me to the psychiatrist. Psychiatrist didn't say I was faking. I told him, look, man, I can't do this. Is about to make me a nervous wreck in here. I can't get out of here. So I'm not here to. I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to serve God and invite you to do it with me. This house that we sitting out here never knew who built it. The owner has come back. The world was created with truth. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. We created heaven and earth with what? By whom he made the worlds. And if he made them, he's the Lord of them. The Lord of the worlds. And you feel pretty cheap calling him she. You feel pretty cheap just to say spirit. You got to say he. And the Bible says on the day of judgment, you will see God as he is. This is the day that I can gladly say that he is a he. I didn't say that. Who said that? Yeah, okay. Now all them people who said he was lying, how come they don't come tell me he was lying? I ain't nobody. That's what they said. I ain't nobody. Grover Norquist, I mean, if I ain't nobody, what he on our Twitter feed for? Why CNN them don't throw the microphone in this nobody's face and say, what is this you got over here? And who is that nut that Congressman Thompson talking to over there? Was Bill Cosby a nut for talking to me? What about Dr. Tyson? Okay. I remember the messenger said the same. He said, they respects me, but I can't get respect in your backyard. I'm not accepting that no more. Now, if we gonna do this, let's do this. If we ain't, then you go. Get on away from me. It's the wrong place to be if you're not one who submits. You go on out there with them who won't submit, and you do what you please. I ain't gonna bother you. And I ain't. And I don't wish you no ill. But there's fire out there. Donald Sturgeon is what? Donald, what's his name? Sterling. Um, he's a billionaire. They say he's worth 1.5 billion, then approximately. That's what he's worth. Prostate cancer don't care. What profiteth the man to gain the world? What profiteth the mind to gain rulership over the world and lose control of the body that it's in? And I promise you, when you absent from that body, you will not be present with the Lord. So, I want you to know something else. In this world, we're going to have trouble. You've seen me get plenty of trouble from this world. I mean, they can dish it out. But you also seen how I dealt with it. Did I go to pieces? No, sir. And I ain't gonna go to pieces as long as Allah is with me. Why do we fall? We can learn to pick ourselves up again. You quoting Batman? No, I'm quoting the truth. I just saw it on Batman. And wherever I find it, the remembrance of Allah is what? May the force be with you. Still sound like sci-fi to you? Sound like fiction to you now? Allah is the what? Surely the remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. How many times have somebody been crying and agonizing, and you ask them, what's wrong? And they said, how about it, brother? How many people coming there crying and going on about their car, won't do nothing? And you say, oh, no problem. No problem. Why? Because I got the truth, and I remember the truth of how to fix that. Surely the remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. And Allah, He is the truth. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Huh? You got some that say, I'm not going to believe in no God for no man for God. The messenger said, okay, get your God out and show him to me. White man can't say nothing. Cause I shut his mouth as fast as he opened it. Ain't you been showing us a picture of a white man claiming that was Jesus, and you told us Jesus was God in the flesh? Shut up. And he shut up too. You notice, ain't none of them got that man down there claiming he the Lord. How come they don't say that about me? That'll make people think I'm crazy, right? And they would if it wouldn't mean that they need to put the microphone in my face. They was up there trying to get some of them black congressmen to denounce Benny Thompson. No takers. One of them asked him, well, I heard them say that everybody in the administration is scumbags. So what you think about that? Change of subject then. You gonna tell us that we don't know what an Uncle Tom is? And the one who questioned him is black. White man tell him, ask him this. Go out there and get out there and ask him this. Yeah. You know, the worst one to ask about calling a black man or Uncle Tom is somebody who was part of the civil rights struggle. Some of them brothers know that Uncle Tom's is one of the reasons why we had so much trouble in that. And all of them think the same way about Clarence Thomas. And all of them said the same thing. Clarence Thomas, that man was part of the civil rights, and he was saying that this man done undermined everything that we were struggling for. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So, you know, I'm at peace. You know, and I think Congressman Thompson is at peace after all y'all get through calling him. You give out his number some more and let the people call him and let him know, hey, brother, thank you. That's right. You notice every time Minister Farrakhan saying something, they had to try to distance themselves. Ain't nobody got to distance themselves from nothing I say. Better try to get behind what I say. Oh. Even Rush Limbaugh didn't say nothing crazy about me. He been knowing about me. How you think he got so tight-tongued with Donald Sterling? And did he say something hateful about the Nation of Islam, the new Nation of Islam? When he talked about Minister Farrakhan, he want to call him Calypso Louis. Huh? You better take a lesson. All right. You know, a lot of people think that, was God requesting that somebody please make some light out here? When he said, let there be light? Huh? Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water, and let it divide the waters. Was he making a request? Or was he saying be? Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. That is what it said, right? Okay, now I'm here to make sure that you get free. That's what that little school building out there is for. That's what them businesses is for. So that you control the key to your own future. Now, if you don't want to get up and go to work and do that, how's the white man at fault for that? You don't look at your business as really a business. Yours is something else, but you walk in his is a business. Some of y'all done had nerve enough to say that. But you think I didn't know? I'm getting tired of you. You better cut that foolishness out. I thought we was trying to build a nation. I didn't know we was trying to lose ourselves in capitalism. I thought that if we could eat and have a roof over our head and clothes on our back and not have to worry about no bunch of bills that we didn't mind working and generating the money and pooling our resources to build us a nation. What's your agenda? Whatever it is your business, but you better do it away from me, and you better do it quick. I'm warning you. You're going to be walking around here with no mind at all. Help me or leave me alone. Okay? You see how far the earth is from the sun? It stays there. Because get too close, all the water going to be gone. Familiarity. All right. Now, you know, I do all my teaching basically from here. That's why lots of time it's easy to forget who I am and what I'm here for. Because when we walking around together, we just kicking it with each other. Because I ain't walking around here trying to beat on my chest and be posture. But it's my duty to remind you. Reminding surely profits. I mean, you get too familiar with your daddy or with your mother, and you know what they will say. You don't forget who you talking to. Right. You know, if that boy or any of my children go crazy with their mama, you needn't look for no backup from me. I'm going to back her up. You needn't look for no backup from my Lord when you turn on his messenger. I'm your salvation. And I've got a track record to prove that that's what I'm here for. And if you want to get up, just help me. By helping me, you're helping yourself. And I ain't gonna desert you. You ain't never heard me tell you to go out somewhere, let somebody attack our teachings, and I tell you, well, you should have answered them. I told you bring them to me. And you come with them and listen. And I will always be there. I'm not going to back you when you're wrong now. And I teach y'all don't back each other up in the wrong. Don't let people see you trying to back somebody up in the wrong. I'm talking about that's my Muslim brother. They stopped being Muslim when they did wrong. That's not Islam. Let them show that they are Muslim by when you correct them, they can accept correction. Then the world, they said, well, at least I know what I was joining. It's them people, they don't go for foolishness. And so, you know, don't never feel like, look, you put your ego in your pocket when it comes to your parents. If my daddy or my mother was still alive and came in here, one of them walked through the door and fussed at me about something or whatnot, do you think I'd be railing and going on with them in front of some crowd of people? Worrying about what you gonna think about me because I honor my mother and my father. I don't care what you think about me. I care what Allah thinks about me. I learned a long time ago, my daddy can't bruise my ego. That's my daddy. And he didn't raise me up and take care of me, and then I show my appreciation by disrespecting him. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad took that out of me. After I stood up, even though I saw some of my brothers do it. After I stood up, I'm thankful that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made me respect the Word of God and made me recognize that whatever my daddy is, he's still my daddy. And whatever my mother is, she's still my mother. And they took care of me when I couldn't take care of myself. You see? You know. And he's just as much a victim of slavery as I was. So, I want you to remember that we all been messed over. But how often should I forgive that so-and-so? We can't get away with nothing, can we? Because everything we think we can hold against people, Allah done already took it away. As often as you want Allah to forgive you. When you offend Him knowingly and unknowingly. Huh? Why? Because the one who's really offending you, you don't see. You just see the slave obeying the one who offending you. Huh? So, that don't mean people getting away. It means let this mind be in you. Let this mind be in you that was also in the prophets of God. I'm offering it to you. I'm warning you. You better take it. You're going to be walking around here with a blank stare on your face after a while. The devil done heard me talking about it. What you think these zombie movies is about? The Walking Dead? You're going to see that after a while. Sitting up scheming like they going to do something to us. The messenger said before you could kill 300 Muslims, Allah would destroy all of you. Destroy the mind, and you've destroyed the person. You'll just be walking around here. Who you gonna hurt then? Yeah. So you just remember, stick together. You see them trying to divide the Republicans against, that's what parties are. They are division. That's why George Washington warned them, be mindful of that. Be careful. It was his parting words to the Union. You always follow your commander-in-chief's last orders first. I got to remind them of that. Otherwise, I'd be like them, politicians, just saying something because you're just trying to get a positive response, not because you mean it. Promise them anything. Huh? The devil only promises them. As I explained to you that Grover Norquist said that the president still a candidate. He's still being a candidate. Why? He's still trying to live up to what he said. He don't understand how the game goes. Right? John Boehner understand how the game goes. Lie, cheat, steal, and promise them anything but give them the shaft. Promise them everything and give them nothing. And why do they love the devil? Because he gives them nothing wrapped up in a pretty package. Gives them flowery words. Empty words. Let's stand in our prayer. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way, the straight path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray even after they've heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I've again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth. And I am not of the polytheists. Truly, my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I've been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continual protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee. And turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, we beseech thee for thy help and ask thy protection. And we believe in thee and we trust in thee. And we seek thy help to laud thee in the best manner, and to never be ungrateful unto thee, and to cast off and to forsake him or her who is disobedient unto thee, and to remove from ourselves all things that are displeasing unto thee and beside thee. And, O Allah, please let me remain a true believer in thee, and let no man, jinn, woman, or child deceive me and cause me to lose my reward, nor my regard with thee. Ameen. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready in front. You may be seated. Danielle. Danielle. Where's my coffee? I want you to understand, anytime you are afraid to speak the truth because it may offend somebody that you thought was your friend, and that truth is against them, and then you decide that you can't tell the truth, then that friend of yours has manifested the truth about you. And they haven't manifested it to the people, they've manifested it to your God. Allah loves those. A Muslim is one who enjoins good and forbids evil. Not one who tell you evil is okay. A Muslim remind you, hey, that's not Islam. That's not what we are taught. I mean, what I look like talking about, just because it's 100 million people over there calling themselves Muslims, and I see them doing something wrong with because they call themselves Muslims, I'm gonna uphold them and say nothing. Islam is not a represented by gangs. If Allah believed in gangs, why did he send one prophet behind the other instead of sending a gang of them together? Matter of fact, he told me, just like you remind me of my that's the way my daddy he was. Don't be coming here talking about you scared. Get yourself on out there and do what you got to do. What did he say? You don't you be afraid of their looks nor their words. You just go on out there and tell them what I said. Huh? That's right there in the book. Well, they gonna gang up. What did I say? Let me worry about the gang. So, yeah. Moses got back. He said, see, I made you a god to them. Huh? So, that's in there for a reason. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I know you will not agree with me. He said, but you will grow to do that. I have grown to agree with him. I mean, how am I going to agree with what I couldn't understand? I ain't know nothing about that. When I just left that part alone because you tell me I'm God. I don't know nothing about that. But I do know that this man couldn't, he got to be from God. And anytime he done taught me to fast and do all of this stuff that I ain't never did in my life. I heard about it. Huh? One meal a day. And just, I mean, putting, and everybody else was putting mini skirts on our women. He got them dressing, doing just the opposite. And they going for it? Let's see you do that and tell me who helped you besides God. You know, no, I don't, you know, even as a child, you know, I was always an inquisitive little fella. You know, I never was just, you know, people always, you know, they tell me when, now that I'm grown up, they used to say, here come that little know-it-all. You know, I was just inquisitive. You know, I had a good memory. I could, you know, I just would, you know, be asking people questions, I guess. It's like every mind is inquisitive. You know, I wasn't thinking about what people was thinking about me. I was busy being a child. You know, you know, my childhood was a little different than others, I guess. Not that I could recognize that. But I still remember what one of my friends' dads, he made me make him a promise. Because a lot of my brothers, they were getting in jail and some of everything. And he said, look, Marvin, he said, promise me that you ain't never going to go to jail. And I said, okay, Mr. Mike Frazier. And he saw my brothers over there disrespecting our father, coming in drunk, all that kind of stuff. And I never came in the house drunk. Never came in my mother and dad's house drunk. Came in there high one time, but I was smoking some marijuana. I was just trying to get back there to the bed so I could lay down because I was promising God I would never do that no more. I didn't like the way it made me feel. And so well, my mother didn't know. Because I straightened up quick enough to walk through there. I aim up and I was gone. And but I never did that no more. Gracious. I didn't want nothing in me that I couldn't go to the bathroom and let out. So, you know, and then after, didn't drink that much, but I was just running around in the world and didn't know what to do with myself. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave me strength and direction. Knowledge and understanding, which in turn gave me a direction, you know, and a directive, you see. And he knew I would not ever quit. You know. And I remember when we were talking about we're going to try the messengers through Captain Rashid, he said, try is a weak word for weak people. Either do or don't. Then I'm talking about you going to try. So when Yoda was talking to Luke and saying that, I remember the captain told me that. Well, I'm going to try. He said, there is no try. Do or do not. There is no try. Otherwise, the words, up you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will, those are empty words. for a man who have the word try. What is it that if God is with you, what is it that you can't do? With God, there is no try. If at first you don't succeed, what? Keep trying until you do. What? If that won't do, I'll try something new until I get it done. Huh? There you go. Gotta keep trying. Huh? Nothing beats a failure but another try. Is that right? And as long as I'm continuing to work on it, I haven't failed. That's why they were told, you got 6 days to do all your work, but the Sabbath day, don't even try it. You notice everyone that have tried it, you met Newbauer tried. Johnny tried it. How many have tried it? The Lord is in his holy temple, and all the earth keeps silence before him. That's what it says. They're doing that now, ain't they? Yeah. Okay. Now, questions. Anybody got any questions? I understand something. I hope that Grover Norquist will repent. The same zeal and the same way he uses his mind to get people to do things that's not in their best interest, he could take that same ability and persuade people to do what's right. And he don't have to lie to them. You know, the mind is a tool, like any. It's like a gun. A gun is a tool, and initially it was a good thing. Who would rather use a bow and arrow to shoot at a deer than a gun? You don't have to get as close. You don't have to, you ain't got to do nothing. All you have to do is point and let the stone do it for you. Right? If snakes or lions you'd rather have a spear than a gun? Than a lion coming at you? Well, good thing. But they took it and turned it into something to murder each other with. It's not the tool, it's how you use it. Alcohol is not a bad thing, especially for people who eat steak and all that kind of stuff. Your digestive juices wasn't made to digest steak. Our digestive juices are a little stronger than our saliva. So, for the stomach's sake, the scripture says a little wine for the stomach's sake. But what is that? To help the digestive process, since you eating all that stuff that ain't really good for you. But now you done drunk, not a little wine, you done drunk the whole bottle. Looking for another one. Is that right? So its harm is greater than its benefit, so leave alcohol alone. you understand, since you ain't got no self-control, just leave it alone. You understand? You know, I'm so thankful that Islam is just a common sense religion. That's why when people come into the true religion, they don't even believe you giving them religion. Because they want to know, well, what about this? What about, well, use your common sense. Do you? Look, don't we believe in freedom? Well, you can't tell people I'm not going to sell you something that's good for you because I don't like what else you're selling over there. Well, how they ever going to start just selling what's good for them if you won't let them get some of your product and sell what's good for people? Maybe they'll ask you, well, what else is good? Show people that they can make their living without harming other people. You can make a decent living and just sell good things to people. You can absolutely refuse to sell people stuff that's not good for them, and you can still make it. Allah have not fixed his commandments are not grievous. But if your bottom line is all about money, if the love of money have rooted into your heart instead of the love of God, well, it would tell on you by what you're willing to do to get it. Do you understand? Okay. Okay. Any questions? Then may Allah bless you all and keep you safe and in your right minds. And remember, the way of peace is that you treat others like you would like to be treated, not the way they treat you. Okay? You know. Allah's. Assalamu alaikum.